In this presentation, we wish to point out what we see as the central issues in the foreign language learning within digital environment. Language is used to convey subjective interpretations of reality. Therefore, it is not enough to know the meaning of the word, and it is not enough to know how to get information from the computer and web. Textbooks that prioritize grammar competence, ignoring the potential for integrating digital and language literacy into learning projects, usually determine the foreign language syllabus. A review of most learning activities reveal a linguistic perspective limited to phonetics, morphology, syntax, and semantics, missing the pragmatic and sociolinguistic dimensions of language and communicative situations as well as learner agency. Balance is crucial. In a language, understanding words and structures means a balance between the grammatical knowledge and the social cultural context in which they are used. The social practice of expressing and understanding meaning go beyond technical skills and include the development of a way of thinking, doing, relating, and being. This is an individual process, flexible and constantly changing, that relies more on the subject than can be controlled by the teacher. On the other hand, developing cognitive, discursive, and social competence is essential in order to discover, evaluate, create, and share knowledge in the learning process, bearing in mind that to be fluent in digital reality with tech devices means to construct things of significance with those devices.
If students often have difficulty perceiving reliable web content in their own mother tongue, when learning a second language, the challenge will be bigger. Classroom pedagogic situations that promote communication ignite transformation. It may be well the case that abundant access to information and knowledge has created potential learning opportunities, but what seems to be crucial to learning effectiveness is the awareness that the never-ending content available at the tip of our fingers is unedited. Most importantly, digital literacy means to learn how to activate students' critical thinking skills in a foreign language, enhancing pragmatic competence towards fluency. The transition to this dual fluency, digital and pragmatic, requires rethinking language learning. We have identified two major issues. To start, the fact that teaching foreign language pragmatics in a formal classroom environment can be a paradox. Secondly, that a virtual connection through digital platforms is a new way of also using foreign languages. These two issues can be problems. If the use of the language in a multiplicity of contexts and situations requires adequate and sometimes precise utterances, and those conditions are not met, then we face communicative inadequacy. Not bearing in mind that for expressing and understanding meaning in a foreign language, it is essential not only the domain of specific lexicon, but also to be aware of its linguistic and extra-linguistic features, means that word associations and their subtleties are wrongly underestimated and will compromise effective communication. So the big question is how to communicate both digitally and effectively in a foreign language.
Our project, Digital and Foreign Language Fluency Discover, Create and Share, intends to emphasize the importance of knowing how and when to use Portuguese as a foreign language in communicative situations and how to be fluent using digital devices in network environments. With those goals in mind, we will carry out a case study during 2017-2018 second semester in the oral communication classes, intermediate level, of Portuguese as a foreign language at the Faculty of Arts and Humanities of the University of Coimbra. Students come from a variety of countries and have different previous knowledge of Portuguese as a foreign language as well as of digital literacy. At the beginning of the semester, a 10-item 7-point Likert scale questionnaire will be implemented in Portuguese and English in order to be aware of students' digital literacy. Lessons will take place twice a week in a total of 4 hours. Each session will address one target topic, and every suggested activity will aim to achieve dual fluency in language and in digital reality.
Our students deal with connected, networked devices and need fluency in how to use them. To achieve this, they will prepare micro moments in lessons tutored by the teachers using Google Expeditions and presentation apps as their main tools. Thus, more than the inputs that are transmitted to the learner from the teacher or from the curriculum, the focus regards the activity and the initiative of the learner. We expect that, by participating in this project, students will be able to identify the specificities of communicating through digital means. They will make use of their own set of digital tools by transferring or adapting them towards the reality of a new language, and hopefully develop digital critical awareness, how to choose sources, what is reliable, what can be used in academic work. Providing the learner with the necessary knowledge user experience through explicit instruction in a formal learning environment will allow not only an independent approach of digital platforms in the foreign language, but it will also enhance fluency.